Incremental readings. What is the ultimate goal for learning with SuperMemo? So in this video, I'm going to try to answer this question. You know that SuperMemo is a tool, yes, that implements a method or a collection of methods that is called incremental reading, but this is shaped from, let's say, its creator, Piotr Wozniak, has like some intention, some philosophy behind that. So what is the ultimate goal for learning with SuperMemo? The key idea is to retain knowledge efficiently and effectively for long term, like forever, with no definite time, like until today as long as we live. Nice. Then the aims of SuperMemo is first, mastery. You can achieve lasting understanding of any subject, nothing in particular, can be applied to any domain, especially if it's knowledge-based, requires a lot of information. And efficiency, master and efficiency. It's just, hey, I want to reach the top, the maximum, and second, to do it with the minimal effort, with the most efficient way possible. So that's the key idea of SuperMemo. That's the premise. I have a quote from John Holt. Learning is not the product of teaching. Learning is the product of the activity of learners. So it's not about what you're being taught, especially if you're in the school system. It's about the activity you do, what you do yourself. Nice. So let's start with the vision. What's the SuperMemo vision for learning? The core philosophy is to use spaced repetition to strengthen the memory and avoid forgetting, because forgetting is human. You want to forget what you don't care. And when what you have chosen to remember, you will memorize it eventually. Nice. And optimize reviewing schedules to ensure lifelong retention. So the philosophy is that I don't care about if I have exams or some sort of short-term artificial requirement. Is that long-term, eventually, I will optimize that. I optimize for the long term. So it won't be best today, tomorrow, nor next week, nor next month, perhaps not next year, but eventually it will be the best, the optimum. Another way you will have achieved the same result in less amount of effort. And the practical impact is that you just don't learn. You retain what you learn forever. Like everything that you memorized, every fact, it's like a victory. Oh, it's a very small victory. I only learned, the atomic number of hydrogen or something. Sorry for the absurd example. I only learned about 10 facts, or 5 today, and 5 tomorrow, and 2 next day. Yeah, but those are forever. You're not going to have to reread, restudy, and memorize once again in the future. Everything is permanent. And the best, I think, analogy is like from Benjamin Franklin. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. I don't have to take anything back. I keep it forever. Then, lifelong knowledge retention. Beyond exams. And that's the key. SuperMemo is not designed for cramming. It's designed for maintaining knowledge and then indefinitely in time. Cramming means I have a deadline, usually for an exam, and in that particular day, I want 100% of recall, maximum, and then I don't care. If I forget about most of that next day, next week, next month, or eventually in time, it's fine. It's not optimal, but if it happens, it is what it is. But I already achieved my goal, right? And that is just an artificial demand. It's a construct of the school system. If you learn by yourself, this doesn't happen. You don't have exams. Cramming is not required ever. Then accessible memory. The ultimate goal is to have the information you have learned always at your fingertips. That I'm not just able to recall it, I'm able to access it. I have a problem, or I'm learning something related to what I have learned, and I can activate the concepts, the mental models. I can apply that knowledge to solve problems, to be creative. Sometimes I want to create, let's say, a model myself. I want to create a method. I'm being creative based on the knowledge I already have. So I want to have all of the knowledge activated to be accessible. If you're just cramming, you won't have that. If you ask me the question or a few questions, if it's multiple choice, I will tell you which one is the right one. And that's it. Then from Albert Einstein, education is not learning facts. Education is not the learning of facts. The highest mountain is the Everest. The Nobel Prize of Medicine in 1944 was that person, something like that. No, it's not a collection. It's not a education. Is not a learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. So at the end of the day, memorization is just a circular relationship with understanding, but it's never the point. It's never the goal. It's like a circular relationship, a circular requirement. But the goal is to think, to apply that knowledge, not to have it. You want to have it so you can apply it, not to have it for the sake of having it and that's it. Store it in your mind and that's it. You want to have it in your mind so you can retrieve it and apply it when you're thinking. Efficient use of time. So we also mentioned efficiency was one of the goals. It's not just about the effort, it's about learning smarter. And SuperMemo, basically what it does, is that you can prioritize what's more relevant for you, what's more important. And with this, you will get the maximum outcome based on that time. Because the time you have, it's limited. You cannot learn everything you want. You have to choose. And it's not that I will choose this book and this other book and that's it. No. Even within the books or the sources, you will fine tune in a selection of text, in a paragraph or even less, and I will have a discrete priority, not the entire source. So you could have even hundreds of or even thousands of extracts from the same source with different priorities. I'm saying for many thousands of different sources, and this intermingled, you will get the most high priority ever. So you get the maximum profit of your time, maximum profit of your knowledge. The applicability will be maximum, as high as possible, based on the selection, and it will be with the minimum effort possible. There are two ways to understand that. Let's say I want to learn whatever. This whatever requires 4 hours a day. Okay. Then I could say, hey, with SuperMemo, instead of 4, I can do it with 1. So the point is not that I will invest less time learning because it's more efficient and that's it. No. It's that I want to maximize my effort, I want to maximize my outcome, therefore I will spend the same amount of time, the 4 hours, but with those 4 hours I will have an outcome that it won't be possible following a traditional method. If you're more efficient, you do it in less time. That doesn't mean you want less time and that's it. You want to spend the same time so you have a higher outcome. Then a quote adopted is not how much we give, but how much love we put into giving. Feel free to pause the video and reflect on that. So now put that on the effort of learning. It's not much how much effort we give on the learning. Hey, I spend all night cramming. I put a lot of effort for that. No. It's how much love we put into giving that effort. Could be the case that you won't understand that sentence. Let me know. Transforming knowledge into action. That's the key. Because you don't want just to store knowledge. You want to apply it. Then application is the goal. You want to apply that knowledge. Because knowledge retained only valuable is when it's applied. If I only memorize random facts for the sake of knowing them because I have that tool that allows me to do it, I'm wasting my time. This knowledge has no value. I cannot apply it. I can recall it, but once I can recall it, what do I do with this knowledge? Right? And SuperMemo helps you stay ready to act when you have on what you have learned. very high level, without entering into SuperMemo software-specific things. Then quote from Johann Wolfram, I don't know how to pronounce that. Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do. That's it. You don't just need to know, you need to know and apply that knowledge, because knowledge that is not applied is useless. It's like if I store dust in my furniture. So instead of clothing, whatever stuff, no, it's dust, dust, dust. Yeah, I'm storing dust, but what's the point? And willing is not enough. You must do it. It's not that I want to. You are able to as well. So, A, you need to just do it. You need to take action. Then, SuperMemo empowers what's called self-directed learning, learning for yourself. You decide what's important to retain, to learn and retain, to keep. SuperMemo fosters independence in learning. You're your own driver of your knowledge journey. You're the driver. What may happen is that you may have experienced coercion in the school system, so you only obey and obey. You have never chosen what to learn. Now it's this subject, now it's this curriculum, you have no call in the curriculum, it's this, it's imposed. Now you need to study this thing in history that you don't care about. And what happens? That you are a teenager, an adult, and how do I learn by myself? I have the curriculum. No one is giving me what to do and what to study for the exam. What do I do? How do I do that? It's a skill. It's like a wild animal that has been born in a zoo and has been living in captivity. Then they cannot release that animal in the wilderness because they don't know how to live there, how to hunt. They have only been fed meat or whatever food they eat already, right? Same thing. We have an innate ability for that. But if we are like in the zoo, we don't know how to do that. We need to learn how to do it. But just so you know that SuperMemo empowers that. You decide what to do. You decide what to learn. And then based on that, you will put priorities on this, high priority on that, stuff like this. Then from Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. I know it's kind of off topic, but it goes in consonance for the self-directed learning. Then, the infinite potential of incremental reading. So, we know that incremental reading offers knowledge curation. I decide what I get. And from what I get, again, I decide what I keep, what I want to remember, and what not. So I transform a scattered information from many different places, many sources, or from the same source, but scattered all over the place, all of the pages, in a non-linear fashion, and I integrate all of this information into knowledge. Knowledge that is integrated, that makes sense, that has semantic connections, meaningful connections, not isolated facts, that when was that person born, when was the Nobel Prize, who won the Oscar that year, stuff like that. Then from Brian Herbert, the capacity to learn is a gift, innate for most people. Let's say healthy people. You can be, I don't know, you can have some weird disease that is limited, but to simplify, any healthy person. The capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill. And the willingness to learn is a choice. Wow. I will not have said this in just a few words myself. This is extraordinary. Humans have the gift to have the capacity to learn. May I say the highest. No animal has more ability to learn. So acquire something is not innate. Then, the ability, not the capacity, the ability is a skill. Meaning, you can acquire this skill or improve that skill. So you can learn better. There are people who learn better than others. It's not that they have a different capacity or have more capacity. They have a different ability. It's not the same thing. There's an analogy I use with the car. With the poor memory is usually a self-imposed limitation. Check out that video if you didn't. That, hey, the capacity is everyone has the same car, let's say. It's a simplification, but if your car goes to 100 miles per hour, that's that. Then with your ability to learn is modifying the terrain, the track that the car drives to, you change the outcome. Hey, I'm making mnemonics. I'm making my life easier to remember. I'm changing the terrain of the car. Same thing. With my ability, which isn't a skill, I learn more and better. And then is the willingness that as a free learner, I have this desire to learn. Perhaps I can be good at learning, but have no interest to learn anything because my learn drive has been killed with coercion in the school system. That I don't want to learn anything. Capacity is a gift. We have this in genetics. Our ability to learn the skill is what I hope will help you develop. That will be my dream job. And then the willingness to learn. Again, my dream job, in case you have experienced coercion. Then, going back, because we're talking about the SuperMemo, the ultimate goal of SuperMemo. So let's recap. What's the ultimate goal? Retain forever. Retain information, knowledge forever. So our goal is not the short term, but lifelong. Act on knowledge. Apply what you have learned to achieve your personal and professional goals. Because it can be professional for your job. In my case, this would be business management, economics, and all of that. Now, a few years before I was in the academia and I didn't apply. And then, never stop learning. It's a continuous process. It's lifelong. Because your desire, your willingness is always there. Because learning by itself is pleasurable. What happens is that the coercion you experience in the school system and therefore the learned helplessness had caused you to hate learning. You can restore your learn drive. Then a quote from the B.B. King. The beauty thing about learning is that no one can take it away from you. Even if you're in a very coercive system that they impose that hey, you have to do this, you have to do that at every single time. And you have to obey. Even in the side, you do what you want. Could be Minecraft. Learn how to play Minecraft, the recipes, and how to go here, how to build that, how to craft that weapon and stuff like that. No one can take it away from you. No one. Then, the final thought. The ultimate goal of learning with SuperMemo is not just to know. It's to retain, to understand, and to use what you have learned to enrich your life and the world around you. It's a lot more, I think, a lot more than you might think of. That has been the ultimate goal of learning with SuperMemo. Hope I communicate the goal clear enough and I change your mind already. At least, if I didn't, ask yourself, do you have the ability to learn? And ask yourself, do you have the willingness to learn? If you don't, please drop a message. Because this can be changed. And I would really like to discover how to restore the learn drive of the people who suffered in the school system, me included in the past. Nothing more to add today. See you incrementally.